This video will be for class 11 students because most of the schools they are now doing final account, and though I haven't made a series in accountancy, but then let's start with final accounts for the time being, so that at least my class 11 students can also see something which they can relate to. Now, once we have recorded those transactions into the original books of account, that is journal, and after posting them into the ledger account, means individually all the ledger accounts when we have prepared them, which is the permanent books of account, which is for the final analysis of the ledger accounts on monthly basis. We haven't closed the nominal accounts at that point of time, means during the various months we have been closing the ledger accounts. We haven't closed the nominal account. We are closing them only at the end of the 12th month, or that is at the end of the accounting year. So the final trial balance which we are preparing right at the end of the accounting year, from there we have to begin our final accounts. Now what is this final account? This is to be filed by the businessman, or let's say proprietor. At this point of time we are doing final accounts for the sole proprietor. So therefore the sole proprietor is going to file his accounts to the income tax office, and what is he going to submit? The two sheets which he needs to submit, and technically those two are known as income statement 1 and income statement, which is popularly known as trading and profit and loss account. Trading and profit and loss account for the year ended. For the year ended, let's say 31st March 2021. For the year ended 31st March 2021. And we are also preparing a second statement which is called position statement. Position statement. And again this position statement or projection statement, which is more popularly known as the balance sheet. The balance sheet which is prepared at the 11th hour on 31st March. So as at 31st March 2021. These are the two statements which we are preparing for a proprietor for final account. Now the income statement is related to preparation of trading and profit and loss account. Now how do we calculate profit? Let's go back to our junior classes and find out how we used to calculate profit. It was ST minus CP. Now same formula we'll use. This has become gross profit in your class 11. Gross profit will be calculated by this formula: net sales minus cost of goods sold. Net sales minus cost of goods sold. This is your gross profit. Now here we need to understand what is net sales first. Net sales is total sales during the year, means gross sales, that is cash and credit sales. Cash and credit sales minus return inward. Cash and credit sales, which is gross sales, so gross sales minus return inward, that is net sales. Now this is the amount of total amount or total revenue which we have received by selling the good or providing the services which a trading concern will be doing. Now we'll have to find out what was the cost of these goods which were sold. So how do we calculate in our accounts? Cost of goods sold will be equals to the stock which was left in the godown in the previous year, which is becoming opening stock for this year, that plus whatever purchases we have done in this year. So net purchases, again net purchases is gross purchases minus return outward. So net purchases plus any direct expenses which we have spent upon these goods while we have brought these into our godown. So during the year, whatever goods are there in the godown of previous year opening stock plus fresh purchases during the year, in this year whatever we have purchased and whatever direct expenses. Now if there is any goods which is left in the godown, that is closing stock, so that is to be deducted. This is your cost of goods sold. Now this is to be shown by the trading account. Now before we prepare the format of trading account, let us also understand what are those expenses which are direct in nature. Now direct expenses are those expenses which are related to either purchase of raw materials, or let's say if it's related to purchase of raw materials, or let's say before we finish those goods, whatever expenses are required in keeping those goods ready for sale. So whatever expenses which are directly adding to the finished goods, This is how you must try and relate what are the direct expenses. Now examples are carriage of freight inward. First example, carriage, which is carriage on purchases, carriage or freight inward. Then manufacturing wages, okay, whatever we pay to our labor, that. Wages and salaries, wages first and salaries later. More of wages, less of salaries. So wages and salaries. Then coal, gas and power, fuel. These are expenses which generally happen in manufacturing concern. So if we are trading of our goods, so these might be required to finish the goods for selling. So coal, gas and power, fuel. Thereafter, any import duties if we have paid. Import duties are the expenses which are related to raw materials which we bring from the other country. Means from rest of the world, if we are importing, so import duty we will have to pay. Custom duty also, so custom duties. So all these are few examples by which you should understand that these are the expenses which are related to trading account. Now let's take up the format of trading account. How do we get our gross profit? I hope net purchases, net sales, cost of goods sold is more or less clear to you. Let's see how do we make the statement format and of trading account and then PL, and thereafter we see the balance sheet, how the balance sheet will be sold. Now let us take this as trading account, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended. That's your heading, for the year ended. This should be drawn. You have particulars here and amount which is debited, particulars on the credit side and amounts which is credited. Okay. Now how do we show here? To opening stock, let's say opening stock, thereafter to purchases. If we want to show the return outward, which is to be deducted from here, return outward, which is purchase returns that you show. So opening stock, net purchases, and then the direct expenses list is continued. Direct expenses list. Here we show the expenses like one or two examples: wages, carriage inward, okay, carriage inward, let's say coal, gas and power. These are the expenses which we are taking as direct expenses. We show sales here by sales, which is gross sales. From this we deduct the return inwards, whatever return inward we have to deduct, that we deduct. This becomes our net sales. Now closing stock is to be deducted from purchases. It is to be adjusted from purchases. Either you show less closing stock with return inward, or whatever is to be deducted from here, we can show it on the credit side as closing stock. Now example we'll take, let's say these three together, opening stock plus purchases and direct expenses together is rupees 5 lakh. Okay, now this 5 lakh worth, 3 lakh 50 worth of goods were sold for, let's say, 6 lakh. Not the entire 5 lakh we have sold. 3 lakh 50 worth of goods was sold for 6 lakh. So if we have sold goods worth of rupees 3 lakh 50, cost of 3 lakh 50, so that means 1 lakh 50 is left in our godown. Now this 750 added together, if we are deducting from this 750 this 5 lakh, your profit is 2 lakh 50. This is your gross profit. This is your gross profit, which is to be carried to profit and loss account. The journal entry for this is to profit and loss account. This is gross profit carried down. And this after this, the integrated PL account will continue. Let's see how the profit and loss account will be made. I hope this format is clear to all. If this is clear, so we'll see how the PL account will be made. Just within few minutes you should be able to grab what is to be prepared or what is to be shown as a sheet number 1 where the trading PL account is prepared in an integrated form. This is the extension of the previous trading account. Again you have both debit and credit side rupees on both sides. Okay. Now your gross profit which is to be carried out will be brought here. So by trading account, if we write, so my gross profit has come from the trading account to PL account. So gross profit brought down here. We had 2,50,000 as gross profit. Okay. Now all the indirect expenses will be charged to PL account. Now what are these indirect expenses? They were actually nominal account which were not closed in the entire year. So final trial balance at the end of the year will close all those indirect expenses which is to be consumed from profits in this year. Now what are the examples of them? Carriage outward means the expenses which are related to sales. So carriage outward we will credit. Then you have salaries and wages, salaries and wages. Salaries first and wages later. More of salaries, less of wages. Thereafter you have discount and out. Okay. We have rent, interest, or these are the expenses which we are paying. Advertisement expenses if we are paying any. Insurance premium if we are paying for this year that. If there are any bad debts happening into the business, so that bad debts, there is provision if we have provided any fresh provision if it is provided, so provision for bad and doubtful debts. So PBDD, then you have abnormal losses, which is a non-operating expense, so that also abnormal losses, and any other miscellaneous expenses which is happening into the business. So these are some of the examples of indirect expenses which we will be debiting, charging to PL account. And if there are any other incomes which are operating and non-operating in nature, so all the other incomes will credit here. So let's say whatever 2,50,000 which we have earned from our core business, so that is brought down here. The other incomes might be rent which is earned, so rent earned, interest earned, dividend earned, okay, then commission received, commission or discount received, or let's say miscellaneous receipt, profit on sale of fixed asset, profit on sale of fixed asset. So all the operating and non-operating incomes, they are all other incomes. So profit on sale of fixed assets, whatever these are, suppose these incomes are somewhere around 80,000. So our total profit is now 3,30,000. So 3,30,000, from this 3,30,000 we will have to deduct all the indirect expenses. Now let's say these indirect expenses amounted to rupees 1,80,000. So this 1,80,000, if we are deducting from 330, so we are getting 1,50,000, which is our net profit, and that is to be transferred to proprietor's capital account. This is to be adjusted to his capital account. So proprietor's capital account, this is the net profit which we are transferring to his capital account. And once we transfer this to capital account, there we will adjust his account with the drawings, and whatever interest, suppose if he has if he is to get any interest, so that will adjust, and then thereafter will prepare the balance sheet. Now here let's take a few journal entries also. Now when we are preparing final accounts, so we will have to remember that the accounts, nominal accounts which were to be closed, which are to be closed now, so for that you must follow the journal entries like profit and loss account to all the indirect expenses. All the incomes are to be transferred to PL account, so these incomes will be debited to PL account. Then for trading account also, whatever journal entry was trading to opening stock to net purchases to direct expenses, closing stock and net sales will be debited to trading account, that is the transfer for net sales. So these are few closing journal entries also we will have to keep in mind, and this is where we get to our income. Now income tax office is not asking us to show the operating profit, so that is the reason why we are only showing the gross profit and thereafter the net profit from PL account. After this we will prepare the balance sheet, which is in a different sheet. Let's see what do we get in balance sheet. Balance sheet is all about the capital expenditures and the capital incomes, or let's say real and personal accounts are to be consumed or to be positioned in the balance sheet. Let's take up that sheet also, so that within few minutes you will be able to grab how a final account is done in accountancy. Let's take up that sheet now. So here we are for balance sheet. Now balance sheet will be also balance sheet. The heading will be balance sheet as at 31st March 2021. This is the imaginary date. Now the balance sheet, see, both sides you keep rupees. This is your asset side and this is equity and liability side, or let's say internal and outside liabilities. So we can write equity and liability side. Okay, so now what do we show here? Now before this, I could have made one proprietor's capital account, a ledger account, where we could have shown how to adjust the net profit. But the popular form is this. So capital is the which the business is owing towards the owner. So that capital, initially whatever is the capital, to that we add net profit. If there is loss, so we will be deducting. So net profit is added. Thereafter, whatever withdrawals the owner has made during the year, that withdrawals is drawings, that is to be deducted. And if there is any interest on capital, it will be added. Interest on drawings, it will be deducted from capital. That adjustment we can also see in one ledger account, that we can draw up. This is the internal liability, means the business is owing towards the owner is this after a year, means whatever capital he has invested, after that he has earned this much, so that belongs to him, so that is also added, and whatever withdrawals he has made during the year, that is deducted. So this is the adjusted internal equity. Thereafter we have only the outside liabilities. So if there is any fixed liability, let's say bank loan, so that either bank loan or from other financial institutions, also we can take loan to that. Thereafter you have all the current liabilities. So sundry creditors, one, then the bills payable, bank overdraft, which is a short-term borrowing. Then you have outstanding expenses and advance incomes. Outstanding expenses and advance incomes. These are the liabilities. And on the asset side, we'll write all the tangible ones first. Fixed tangible, for example, land, building, plant, machinery, okay, whatever, these are the assets, tangible. And if there are any intangible assets, that also we'll have to include. So goodwill, patents, software, whatever, copyrights, or okay, software, copyrights, trademarks, these are the intangible assets if they are available in the question. So that thereafter we might have some investments of certain amount which have been made outside this business, so investments. Then the current assets follows, which is beginning from closing stock, then sundry debtors, thereafter we have bills receivable and cash in hand, cash at bank, so cash in hand and bank both. Then we have prepaid expenses, if there is any expenses which have been paid in advance, which was not part of that income statement as per accrual concept, it has to be taken out from there and needs to be brought to the balance sheet. And after prepaid expenses, we have accrued incomes. These are few examples which I have given you, where you can understand that this is how the balance sheet which will be prepared on a separate sheet which is projecting the business for future. So that's final account for the time being.